All right, welcome back to Moo the Motherland podcast, everyone. Today we're exploring something that's, well, honestly, a little out there even for us. Quantum healing and the Trinfinity8 system. So, Marlene, I got to start with the origin story because it's wild. Trinfinity8 was created by Dr. Kathy Forty, who, get this, had a near-death experience back in 2003. After that, she said she started getting these, downloads, like multidimensional insights, almost like messages from, I don't know, light beings or something. That's what she claims led her to invent Trinfinity8. I mean, it's not every day you hear about a healing device that's inspired by, like, interdimensional communication, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not your average backstory. And what's fascinating is how she wove all these different threads together. The name itself, Trinfinity8, has layers. Tri for mind, body, spirit. Infinity for, well, infinite consciousness. And the 8 is that symbol of eternal life and the quantum field. It's like she's trying to capture this whole holistic, multidimensional thing in one word. But what really stands out to me is the philosophy behind it. The idea is that everything, our bodies, our thoughts, the universe, is energy and information. That's straight out of quantum physics and vibrational medicine, but she takes it further, saying you can actually reprogram the body using math, frequencies, and intention. It's almost like treating the body as software, not just hardware.
Yeah, and that's where it gets really interesting, or maybe a little controversial, depending on your perspective. I mean, what does it even mean to reprogram the body with mathematics and intention? Is it just a metaphor? Or is there something more literal going on? And, it kind of echoes what we've talked about in past episodes, like the idea that ancient civilizations, maybe even Mu and Atlantis, had this lost wisdom about energy and consciousness. Maybe these modern spiritual technologies are, in a way, trying to tap back into that. Or at least that's the story people want to believe.
Right, and I think that's why it resonates with so many people. There's this longing for a deeper connection, for something that bridges science and spirituality. Whether or not you buy into the whole downloads from light beings thing, the system's foundation is about aligning mind, body, and spirit, something you see in a lot of ancient traditions. And honestly, the idea that intention and consciousness can influence our health isn't new. It's just being wrapped in new language and technology now.
So let's get into the nuts and bolts, or I guess the crystals and codes, of how Trinfinity8 actually works. It's basically a software program you run on your computer, and you hold these quartz crystal rods that are connected to it. The crystals are supposed to conduct frequencies and digital information into your biofield. And the software itself, it's loaded with over 5,000 protocols. Everything from anti-aging and detox to DNA activation and spiritual enhancement. It's wild.
Yeah, and what's unique is how it combines all these elements: fractal algorithms, sacred geometry, numerical codes. The idea is that these mathematical patterns and shapes, like tetrahedrons and hexagons, are embedded in the system's codes because they supposedly hold the keys to energetic alignment. And then there's the visual side. The software displays these geometric animations during a session, which are meant to help entrain your mind and create coherence between what you're seeing, hearing, and feeling energetically. It's a full-on sensory experience.
And the protocols themselves are super specific. There's modules for brain balancing, spiritual detox, even things like sexual rejuvenation. I read about practitioners who use Trinfinity8 alongside Reiki, aromatherapy, meditation, you name it. It's like this Swiss Army knife for holistic practices. And, I've seen testimonials where people talk about emotional breakthroughs like spontaneous crying or feeling this deep sense of release during a session. Some even say they've had spiritual awakenings, or at the very least, really deep meditative states.
That actually reminds me of my own experience with energy healing, not with Trinfinity specifically, but with other modalities. There's something about being in that relaxed, intentional space, holding crystals, or listening to certain frequencies that can really shift your emotional state. I've had sessions where I walked in feeling totally frazzled and left feeling like I'd just meditated for hours. And when I read those Trinfinity8 testimonials, it's a lot of the same language. People talk about improved sleep, more clarity, even changes in their physical health, like better skin or less pain. But I always wonder, how much of that is the technology, and how much is just the power of belief and the environment?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right? But I think what sets Trinfinity8 apart is how overtly spiritual it is. Dr. Forty talks about it as a tool for evolutionary awakening, not just physical wellness. There are protocols for pineal gland activation, higher self-connection, even cosmic recalibration. It's not just about fixing what's broken. It's about expanding consciousness, which is a pretty bold claim. And honestly, it fits right in with the themes we keep coming back to on this podcast. This idea that healing is about more than just the body, it's about reconnecting with something bigger.
Exactly. And whether you see that as ancient wisdom resurfacing in a new form, or just clever marketing, it's clear that people are hungry for these kinds of experiences. The blending of technology, spirituality, and holistic health is only getting more popular. And, even if you're skeptical, you can't deny that there's something compelling about the idea of using math and intention to tune your energy, right?
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room: skepticism. Trinfinity8 isn't FDA approved, and there's no clinical research backing up the claims of DNA activation or cellular rejuvenation through digital codes. Most of the evidence is anecdotal. People sharing their stories, practitioners saying they've seen results, even with animals. I came across a case report from a naturopath who used Trinfinity8 with both people and pets, and they described improvements in behavior and vitality. But that's not the same as a double-blind study.
Yes, and that's where things get tricky. The scientific community is, understandably, pretty skeptical. Critics point out that a lot of the language around Trinfinity8, quantum, fractal, biofield, sounds impressive but isn't always backed by hard data. There's also the issue of cost. These devices are expensive, and some people feel the marketing can be a little misleading, making it sound more clinically validated than it really is. But at the same time, there's this whole movement in wellness that's moving away from just treating symptoms and toward looking at health as a state of harmony: mind, body, spirit, and even environment.
Yeah, and I think that's why quantum healing in general is getting so much attention. People are looking for something that goes beyond the material, something that reconnects them with ancient wisdom or a sense of planetary healing. Whether it's Trinfinity8 or something else, there's this collective search for meaning and wholeness. And honestly, even if some of it is placebo, if people are feeling better, maybe there's value in that too. As long as we keep our critical thinking caps on, right?
Absolutely. I think it's about balance, being open to new possibilities, but also asking good questions, and not just taking everything at face value. Whether Trinfinity8 is the future of healing or just a fascinating footnote in the story of wellness, it's definitely part of this bigger shift we're seeing. And who knows? Maybe, like we've seen with other ancient practices, what seems fringe today could be mainstream tomorrow. Or not. Either way, it's a conversation worth having.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. So thanks for joining us on this journey into quantum healing and the Trinfinity8. We'll be back next time with more mysteries from Moo the Motherland. Marlene, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Robert, and thanks to everyone listening. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.